Hello everyone, this is David, Fairly Secret Music. As you can see, I just got back from Voivod show and I got this shirt. They were selling shirts for 20 bucks. I got a Killing Technology shirt and a Nothing Face shirt. How awesome is that? I'm hoping they come back again and we'll have an Angel Rat and an Outer Limits t-shirt or a Dimension Hatros t-shirt. That would be super awesome. They are so good. You guys should go see them. I was standing right in front. My hands were on the monitors. It was so great. That was the first time I ever saw Voivod. So awesome. Anyway, so Tainted Lord87 said he wanted us to start a thread, and I love threads, so it gives me ideas of what to show. And you're supposed to pick a supervillain or a villain or a reoccurring villain. There it is, reoccurring villain that comes back time and again. And you could pick it from movies, books, comic books, whatever you wanted. So you're supposed to pick the villain and then have albums songs that are kind of their theme, or basically have a kind of explain that villain. I decided to take Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom from the Fantastic Four, and you got it. It's all doom metal this time. But I didn't pick specific songs. I decided to just pick albums and then talk about those albums. They don't really relate to Victor Von Doom or Dr. Doom, but they are Doom. So it's in the name. They're Doom, and he is Doom. First band I will talk about here is Ahab. This is their newest album called The Boats of Glen Carrig, and I think I may have shown a couple of these before, but it's been a while. This album is based on the William Hope Hodgson novels, or novella, The Boats of Glen Carrig, about these sailors who keep on going around to these islands and they're kind of lost and weird things happen. William Hope Hodgson was a inspiration for H.P. Lovecraft. That's how old that guy is. If you have heard Ahab before, you know they're kind of in that funeral doomy kind of vein, a little bit. Well, a lot of it, but they have, since their second album, I think it is, added a lot of clean singing. He kind of sounds like Michael Akerfeld from Opeth when he sings clean sometimes. Their album The Giant was really awesome, the first song on that. This one, I've already shown that, so I wanted to show this. I love this artwork. It's so cool. It comes in a digipack. And I've been showing CDs lately and forgetting to show what the artwork and stuff looks like. So I apologize, because that's what I really like, is when people show what the artwork and everything looks like. And this comes with a booklet with like a different picture for every song. Oh, the Isle. In that story in The Boats of Glen Carrig, they go to this island and they stay there. At one point, the guy sticks his knife in a tree and the tree starts bleeding, and they start hearing like cries in the night. This band really doesn't look all that much like a doom band. I don't know. This guy right here, kind of, but the other guys just look like they should be in a band, like, I don't know. One of those lame bands that you hear on the radio, I guess. So yeah, it has a lot of artwork, all the lyrics, and there might be even some liner notes talking about the boats of Glencarrig. No, just lyrics. So that is album number 1. Sorry, Tony, I had to switch it up and take whole albums instead of songs, but I really wanted to do this. The second band is My Dying Bride, Turn Loose the Swans. Their first album was more along the lines of doom death, and this is still in that vein, but way more towards the doom portion. I love the artwork. All the artwork is done by the singer, and this is actually I think it's the Virgin Mary with wax dripped on all down her, and then it's negative. And then the CD. I decided to take the CD out because then I can tell you song titles, but because the booklet is just lyrics, pictures of the band. This is when they had Martin, who played violin and keyboards. So they had 2 guitarists, bass, vocalists, drums, and violin and keyboards. If you decide to check this out, I will warn you, Sear Me, I think it was 1993, Sear Me 1993, is a song that's redone from their first album, but with just violin, piano, and vocals. It's awesome, but if you're not looking for that, just go to the next song, Your River. Your River has an amazing intro. You'll notice that Aaron starts singing clean on this album, and he has that kind of your body kind of whininess to it, but I love his vocals. And my other favorite song on here is Crown of Sympathy. Those 2 songs, totally check out. Crown of Sympathy is super long, but it's so cool. Their first album has a song where at one point he says, "This is for those who lay down and die." Wait, who die down by the river. And it's so awesome. I can never remember what song it is, though. This is another band that is very reminiscent of My Dying Bride. Their singer does more of a spoken word stuff instead of the clean vocals. And this is Saturnus, and this album is called Paradise Belongs to You. This album is amazing. It's funny, though. Every song has birds. Like, the album starts with birds chirping, and then between the songs they have birds chirping, so everything kind of flows together. Holy crap. The title track and the second song, called Christ Goodbye, if you want doom with, like, very you can tell what he's saying, especially if you're reading the lyrics, but or if you have read the lyrics, but he does like the Christ Goodbye kind of vocals, and then he'll do things like here, I'll just read some lyrics. I don't even know if these are cathedrals, towers rising in my heart. That's the kind of spoken word stuff he does. Look at this band. Oh my gosh. So this was the drummer. This is the keyboardist, guitarist, singer, and bass player. And it's like, it looks like 3 metal guys got together with their neighbor and and one of their brothers. And I just thought it was hilarious. And the bass player's name is, oh, let me find their names. It was so great. So you have Thomas Jensen on vocals. That's this guy. And then you get Kim Larson, who I think was in a band called Of the Moon and the Wand, very apocalyptic folk. This is Brian Hansen. And then you get Jasper Solft and Anders Rowe Nelson. But at one point, we didn't know who was who, so we thought this was Brian Hansen, the guy who looks like he should be playing football rather than being a drummer in a heavy metal band. And I love this cover. Look at that. Oh, God, that's so awesome. Dead deer. Wait, is that a dead deer or a fox? No, it is a deer. Yeah. Lying in the ground. Paradise belongs to you. Look at that. They have 4 albums, maybe even 5. I have the first 3. One of them is a live album that they do amazing versions of Christ Goodbye from here. And The Fall of Nicael. So good. If you like Doom, Ron Haggerty, I'm looking at you. This is fantastic. If you're okay with death metal vocals and a little kind of like anathema, early anathema spoken word stuff, then this thing is awesome. Awesome. I showed this band's other CD the other day. This is more in the doomy My Dying Bride kind of thing. They have a singer who has a really low voice. This has had many different versions. This is a Metal Minds record version. But let's see. Let me see here. Yeah, I haven't listened to this in a while, so I can't really sing any of the break now through your deepest fear. He kind of sounds like a version of Peter Steele, but in my opinion, a better singer. Most of the lyrics, they're missing one song on here. They were a very large band. They had 2 guitarists, keyboardist, drums, bass, vocalist, and viola player. Or maybe they had 3 guitarists. I'm not even sure. No, that was Third in the Mortal. This album is super awesome, especially if you like My Dying Bride-ish kind of stuff. And it should be pretty easy to get. I've seen 2 copies, or a copy of this and their other album used. I've been thinking about buying them. I think they're the original versions that I used to have that didn't come with lyrics. Or this one came with partial lyrics, but it was weird. All those photos of people end up being like negatives rather than you can actually see their face like a regular black and white photo. And then the last band is Morgion. And this is a 2-disc version that is called the Relapse Collection. Because they have one album after this called Cloaked in... let me see. Cloaked by Ages, Crowned in Earth. And this was done after Jeremy Pito left. He was the bass player and singer. So you get both their first album, which is called Among Majestic Ruins, which is actually disc 2. And disc 1, which is their second album, is, how is that pronounced? Solinari. Solinari is definitely the awesomer, I guess, one. Solinari originally had that as a cover, but it had some text on it, so it looked like that. And again, this has a fair amount of death metal vocals, very doomy death metal vocals. This was the singer. I actually sold him a copy of My Dying Bride picture disc for Angel in the Dark River, and he said, awesome, I got this. And Andrew, the guitarist from My Dying Bride, didn't even have a copy of it. When I saw his name, I said, are you the same Jeremy Peto? I think it's Peto. Let me check. Yeah, Peto. Jeremy Peto from Morgion. And he was like, yes. And apparently he is working again with one of the guitarists from Morgion, because they have since broke up. This has all the lyrics. There are demos on this. And, oh, it does have some, no, that's, I thought that was liner notes. This album, or song, Canticle, that is the shit. That is the song to listen to if you want to see if they are a band for you. It's so awesome. It was very, very much inspiration for a song I did called The Tower for my Waves of Mercury project, which you can listen to and download for free on Bandcamp, Waves of Mercury. So those are the 5 albums that are for Victor Von Doom. So I decided to show you some Doom. Go see Voivod if they come to town. And this was the first night of that tour, by the way. So, awesome thread idea, Tony. Check out Tony. He's Tainted Lord87, and great guy, and keeps on coming up with some cool ideas. I really enjoyed this. I hope I give you guys some new stuff to listen to. I know Ron checked out Apostles of Solitude from my last video. They're another Doom band, but I didn't want to show them again. And I believe I may have just gotten Metal Mickey into Primordial last night. So, all right, you guys, stay heavy or stay hungry.